We'll go out and in some cases prep, for example, the docking mechanism to the gem, and then as we back away and literally pull our tethers clear, the robotics will move that out, and this goes on literally for days, multiple days. Each one is its own challenge. So everyone here is involved in these robotics and EVA activities. It has been working pretty seamless in our simulation, so we'll see how it goes on the real day with the real hardware.
I sum it up this way: 6 people, 5 EVA, 3 arms, 7 handoffs, 16 days. It is going to be an action-packed flight, so if you're bored, please tune in. Clearly, one of the big challenges of coordinating that much activity with that many people and that many interests, oh, I forgot the 4 mission control centers on the ground, is communication. It's how we're going to make sure that we say and clear the loops completely at the right time, and that we always keep focus on the priorities. And for that, we are extremely well trained. We have a good team of people on the ground and in space, so that should all work well. Thank you.
It's Bill again. For Julie again, if I could, and for Dave Wolf. You guys have done this before. Do you still, just non-technical question, do you still get excited about the prospect of doing this?
Oh, my. Yesterday, I was driving on the causeway, and I was looking at the pad. It was not lit like it is just before launch, but still here now, because we're 10 days from launch, we can tell that a shuttle is about to launch. It's in the air. You guys have been around. You know that. You're not all hard hat at it. I'm not. This is only my 2nd time. And I just can't believe that I'm doing this, and I'm doing this with these fine folks. It is still extremely exciting, and that is why we as humans are so excited about spaceflight, and that's why exploration will always, always be exciting to human beings, because it is really doing something at the edge of the known world. Kind of cool.
Before Dave answers this one, Bill, I want to before he gives you the true answer. Last night he told me in jest that he said, you know, the 4th time going to space, it's just a busy week in a long career.
I was just showing off that moment. I'll tell you what it's really like. You've kind of blown my cover here. Todd, when I watch this on TV, a space station spacewalk going on, and you know, these talented rookies and I are going to go do a lot of that. I look at that and I go, that looks scary. I can't believe we're going to actually go do that. It seems a little dreamlike. I wonder sometimes if I can, and then I go, well, I already have, so I must be able to. And it's almost dreamlike. It's so over the top, Todd, and we're going to go do it again here, and we're going to execute this perfect.
Todd Halverson of Florida Today again. The Augustine panel was just named. The members of it were just named earlier this week, and of course they're going to be doing a sweeping review of NASA's human spaceflight program and the direction it's going. For Roman or anybody else who wants to take it, if you had a chance to talk to the panel about the direction NASA's going, the architecture that NASA is working on for returning to the moon, what input would you have for the panel?
Todd, you don't want to just ask me how I'm feeling today, or? Yeah. Let's see. That's a really tough one, but with the Augustine Commission, you know, I would just go ahead and ask those guys, and you know, Leroy Chow's on there, and I'm a good friend of Leroy's. There's a lot of people who've known him for some time, so I trust that they're going to do a professional job, and they're going to thoroughly take a look at everything, you know, from start to finish. And I would just go ahead and ask them to be thorough in their outlook, and to take a good hard look at what it is that we want this agency to accomplish Certainly, they're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the decisions that have been made with the vision for space exploration, the architecture. And I'm going to be the first to tell you right now, I know very little about that stuff personally because it's not my prime job. My prime job is to go ahead and train and be ready to accomplish this mission. So there are other people in our office that are involved with that, and I am not one of them. So I couldn't tell you personally that I know that a certain architecture or a certain decision is the right one or the wrong one. And I trust that those guys will take a hard look at things and they'll come up with their recommendations. The main thing is that I think all of us wholeheartedly concur with the idea that, well, the space shuttle is an amazing vehicle and we love it. And, you know, eventually, whether it's at the end of 2010 or later, you know, at some point the thing has to go ahead and move on, and we're all going to miss it terribly. The one thing that the shuttle does not do is get us out of low Earth orbit. So I guess I might say, you know, if I kind of go off on a tangent, when I was a freshman in college, a very long time ago, I got to meet Gene Cernan when he came back from walking on the moon off of Apollo 17. And so when I was growing up and dreaming of becoming an astronaut, I thought by this point, maybe I'd be the first guy to walk on Mars. And I certainly hope that that's something that has not gotten lost in the consciousness and the psyche of this nation. And I don't think it has. But in order to get there, we've got to get the heck out of low Earth orbit. And so, you know, that's something that I certainly hope that everybody on that commission agrees with, that direction.
And for whoever wants to field it, I'm just wondering how important a milestone you believe it is to actually be completing the Kibo Science Research Facility at the International Space Station.
You're chosen.
This will be, we're very proud to be a part of some of the major completion of the construction. And we were just talking the other day, driving around here on site, talking about how we really believe that we are a part of the future. We're a part of human evolution, if you will. Humans going up, working together in space, not just as a representative of a nation, but really as a representative of the human race. And we feel very proud about that, and it's incredibly exciting, feel a great privilege and a great sense of responsibility to do that.
Just one other quick one for Julie. When you guys fly, of course, it'll be the first time that there are two Canadians in space simultaneously, and I'm wondering how big a deal that is in your country.
Well, you can imagine it'll be a bit of a deal because we're still at the point where we're counting how many people at any time, and this is the first time that we grow from the single digit of one. And it's okay. To me, though, I look at it as a normal evolution of things. Canada's been a country participating in exploration of space from the get-go, and now they're going to be two, and hopefully in 30 years, 100 years, 200 years, there'll be many, and we won't talk about it in those fashion. I think that I share Tom's point of view that at one point in time, when we look back down at the Earth, the planet doesn't make any distinction between countries. The borders is something we've invented and that we live with. But once you get into space, you're still a representative of your country, but you're also now a crew member and first and foremost part of a group, and I think that's what we are. Thank you.
All right, we're going to get you guys back to your training. If you would indulge us.